What's good people? Welcome to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail. My name is Corey, and today we're going to be talking about Umbrella Academy Season 4, the final one. So, on my scales, Umbrella Academy Season 4 is just alright to me. I'm leaning positive because I've been riding with the show from the very beginning. I enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed it. And so I was inclined to give it a little bit of a positive lean when watching and reviewing it. But if I'm being honest and talking critically about it, I gotta say there's a lot of negatives to discuss here. So let's start with the positives and start off with the things that I like, and then we'll get into the plethora of things that I did not like about this last run of Umbrella Academy. First positive is that this show actually got a wrap up. It actually got a send off when a lot of Netflix shows don't get send offs. So that's a positive that they actually wrote an ending that is acceptable, in my opinion. Listen, I'm not saying that every part of this ending was seamless and just great. It wasn't all easily digestible. But I will say that it was cool that they got a send off. The fact that the Umbrella Academy themselves were the actual problem with every universe that they were a part of, every timeline that they were a part of, they were the problem. And the fact that they had to be eliminated from the equation for everyone to live in relative peace and harmony, it kind of makes sense in the context of the show that we have. And so I was cool with it. I'm happy about it. Second positive, I like the fact that the entire cast returned. There were rumors when season 3 ended that season 4 would be the last one because of certain cast members feeling like they outgrew the parts, certain people feeling like they were tired of the roles and coming back to doing relatively the same old thing. I'm really glad that we got every original person who started this thing to come back and finish this thing. But that's it for the positives, y'all. Let's go ahead and talk negatives, things that I did not like. And the biggest, most glaring issue to me with season 4 is the visuals. The fact that Netflix did not want to spend the budget to make this thing look good on its last hurrah was a damn shame, in my opinion. Visually, if you look at the effects that we see in season 1, it's worlds apart than what we saw in season 4. And that's all due to the budget. My second really big negative is also due to the budget. The pace of the season does not feel good to me compared to previous seasons, because in previous seasons we got 10 episodes. In this season we got 6. And that is a budgetary issue. Honestly, if I would do any kind of course correction to this final season, I would probably say don't give us those crappy visual effects and give us more episodes with characters who just talked about things or did hand-to-hand combat, spend some time doing fight choreography. That would have been much better than what we ended up getting with the visual effects, and spent more time with characters actually processing some of the stuff that happened, because a lot happens in these 6 episodes. And as an audience, we don't really get much time to see the characters process it. It just kind of, oh, this happens. Okay, let's move on. And I didn't really like that. And talking about those things that happened, my biggest negative with this season would have to be the writing. Not just the fact that a lot of things happened and we didn't get to see the characters process it. The fact that so much happened that I just don't approve of when we talk about these characters. So what are some of those things? I would have to say first, Lila and Five. The fact that they had a thing. Did not like the fact that y'all chose to do that. Now, I respect the fact that you did it the way you did it. You showed a passage of time. You put them in a dire situation where they didn't feel like they would ever get out of. It's quite plausible that two people could kind of have a relationship in a situation knowing that they're never going to get out of it. The problem with it is Lila was married to your brother, Five. Like, I know that you can deal with loneliness and everybody goes through it differently, but like, do these characters have any kind of integrity? Does Lila have any kind of integrity? Does Five have any kind of morals about him? Any kind of like firmness of character that we not going to just sleep with this person because they here and we alone and it been a long time? Like, let's not. Let's say, hey, you was with my brother. I can never see you that way. Like, that would be nice, but we didn't get that. And the fact that the entire family just kind of watched it unfold and ate popcorn and didn't have too much to say is like, give it some time to let that breathe. That's a big thing. The death of Reginald Hargreaves is another thing that's just incredibly unsatisfying. The way it was kind of just done in that final episode. The idea that, yes, his hubris was ultimately his undoing. The idea that he wanted to get everything the way he wanted it. He got his wife back. He got his family like in a place where, hey, they're happy. I gave them what they wanted. I got what I wanted. Everybody's happy. And really, the wife was the one who undid his whole thing. That's fine. That was cool that that was all laid out for us. But just the fact that he sat on a park bench and just got destroyed by this monster. Not cool, man. Not cool at all. Like, he's tortured these kids for multiple seasons. The fact that he just got to, okay, let me explain to you what you did wrong, and then you're done. Doesn't feel rewarding at all. Like, nobody even got a chance to see it. All these kids that he's tortured, all the years of him like abusing verbally Vanya, like, or Victor, however you want to like talk about that character, that person was abused. And it's like, he's gonna sit on a park bench and just die just like that. And like nobody even gets to witness it or revel in it or anything. It's like, didn't like that. There's a bunch of more things that I could probably bring up with, without harping on it. Just simple things like Luther, who has like always wanted to be the leader of the family and just was reduced to a silly stripper for the entire season. The fact that Allison lost her husband Ray, and he was cut obviously due to budgetary reasons, like either not wanting to pay that actor or not wanting to give screen time to that actor. So why even have him present? Just cut him. Regardless of how they decided to come to that decision, his character exited, and it was just like a line in an episode when that was such a pivotal thing for Allison to get her husband and have her daughter, and like he's gone, and there's nothing. We don't get to process that. We don't get to see her go through that, grieve that, mourn that relationship when she fought so hard for it. Like, don't like it. And I do believe I could go on a little bit more, but let's cut it off right there and ask the audience the same question that I started with. How do you feel about this season? In my opinion, this is the worst looking season that they've had, and it's also the weakest season that they've ever rolled out for us. But I would love to know your thoughts on it if you're a fan of the show in the comment section if you choose to do so. Thank you so much if you've watched thus far, and that's all we have for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.